How's it going, everybody? And welcome to another episode of Rising Night Podcast. Today, I have with my co-host here, Rising. How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, bro. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, right. And we also have a special guest today, Alex. How are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate the invite. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming in. And would you tell us what you do, what your channel is about?
Yeah, I make video essays or reviews sometimes on Mega 10 games or video games in general. I'm planning on branching out soon, but I mainly just talk about what I really like about the games that I play.
Yeah, I mean, he's been on my podcast too. We've chatted a little bit, but yeah, his videos are really good. I mean, I guess like what all of you cover. You've done some Mega 10 stuff, like I think your Persona 4 Golden video was the one where I found your channel. But like, yeah, what other series other than like Mega 10 have you thought about doing like video essays on?
I'm actually working on a Yakuza Kiwami 2 video at the moment, so I'm planning to have that out pretty soon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's really fun. I like Yakuza. What's your favorite Yakuza game?
Actually, Kiwami 2. I've just finished it recently, and I think it's my favorite one.
Nice. How many of them have you played so far? Just like the first two, or?
I played 0, 7, both Judgment games, and Kiwami 2.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think I played 0, 1, 2, and 7. And I think my favorite is 7. I just really enjoy the turn-based combat. I do not like any of the combat for the Yakuza games, and I have played 3 of them, so like I kind of get an idea of what it is and how it feels and everything. Just not a fan of this like a brawler fighting type. I don't enjoy it.
I haven't played any of them start to finish. I know you told me to play Like a Dragon. I just never got to it. I feel like I love the game. I just never really had gotten around to trying it out. It's always on sale. Like the Steelbook's always at my Target, but I just always forget to try and pick it up.
Yeah,
somehow.
It's a good game. I really encourage anyone to play 7, because 7 it has like new characters, but it still has like story from the previous games in it. But it does.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it does enough to kind of like, even if you haven't played the other games, you can still understand what's going on and everything. I actually started with 7, and then I went back and played 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I like the stories, but the stories wasn't enough for me to keep playing because I really do not like the gameplay. So.
I'm not sure if I'd like the gameplay either. I'm not sure. I don't know. Hack and slashes for me are like super hard for me to like they have to be a certain type of thing. Like Kingdom Hearts is like one of the few hack and slash games that I do enjoy, but yeah, I'm like super picky.
Yeah,
those kind of games.
I know you're really picky because you didn't like Strikers, and I'm like, although this is nothing like Strikers because this is more like on like fist to fist.
It's like a fighter.
It's a brawler. Yeah. I guess you could call it like a brawler more than anything else.
It's a beat 'em up. Like it's basically like a 3D Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, and it does have combos like in every game you have like specific like additional attacks you can add to combos and that kind of stuff. It gets intricate like later on in the game because you can do like more and everything. And there's like a lot of environmental things you can pick up, like random shit like bicycles and bats and random shit you find on the floor. But I wouldn't necessarily. It's just not my style of game, and it sucks because everything outside of the combat is like really interesting. It's super wacky, like really funny, but really serious and really deep too. Like their storylines can get like really like philosophical, like really like sad, or like has like really good storylines. I really enjoy them. But anyways,
I feel like they have good environments and stuff. But yeah, I've not gotten to them, but. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Summer Games Fest, though. How'd you guys feel about that? I know it was a bit of a sleeper thing. You know, a lot of people didn't seem to like it on Twitter. I think there's a couple gyms in there, but I think all in all, it's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a really interesting with this kind of stuff, because for those of you guys that don't know, there was no E3 this year, and I don't know if it's been rumored or it's already been confirmed, but there may not be no longer an E3 moving forward, and obviously everybody's trying to fill up the hole of like what E3 is and what it means for like gaming and everything, and this comes up, right? We have the Summerfest. We have the PC gaming show coming up soon. We had the State of Play recently. Xbox has their ones coming up too. There's like so many of them and everything. But as far as the Summerfest, I don't know. It's not big enough to be a 2-hour event show, because the way that Jeff Keighley does their shows, it's the kind of stuff that I really hate. we're like he has segments and he has sponsors, which, look, I get it, it's money, and like to all of the developers and all the studios and everything, this is money, right? This is all about the money. This is about you have a bunch of eyes, you have a bunch of people coming in, sponsors want the eyes on those products and everything, but so much of it feels like so manufactured, like so fake. like even myself, when I was like watching the because I watched like clips of it, I wouldn't watch the entire thing. I was working when this camp happened, but I was like, I don't know why this can't just be like an E3 type of thing. I'm sorry, not an E3 type of thing. More like the other shows, like the State of Play, where it's literally just like, here's all the trailers, have a good day. Right?
Yeah, if they had like really huge stuff to show off, I could get doing it like the way Jeff talks about it and everything. You know, when it's like really huge stuff, like Sony's State of Play. Sometimes when they do like events or whatever, like sometimes I get it if it's a huge game, you know. But I don't know, when it's not a big game, it's these small indie games. It's like, did we need a whole like 5-minute conversation afterwards? You know, I just don't think it's like always necessary. They could have shown off so much more stuff. Like, it was like 2 hours, right? Like,
right. It was a long time, and the thing is, like, it's not just about the indies, because I know it's really easy to point at the indies. I'm like, oh, look, they didn't really have a lot of big games or anything. It's not even that. It's just like nowadays every big company has their own event. A few weeks ago, for example, Disney had like the Star Wars celebration, and they literally just announced games there. You know, like, and then Sony has their own conference, Nintendo has their own thing, Xbox has their own thing. So like, truly, none of these companies are gonna announce big things at the Summerfest, you know. And somebody like Capcom will pretty much rather have PlayStation or Xbox or someone else have their games there, you know, opposed to the Summerfest. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's a cool idea. It's just not well worked out, or elaborated, or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, not to mention they also showed off a movie there with The Rock. That whole segment was just pure cringe. Yeah,
advertising the fucking energy drink.
Yeah, dude. It's so long.
That was gamer money right there. That's like the G Fuel moment right there. I didn't know about that. I need to look into that. That sounds so dumb.
It's so bad, dude. Like, he just sits there in his gym talking about his energy drink for like 5 or 6 minutes, and then talks about the movie.
Oh, really? So it was like, what, 10 minutes of The Rock talking?
Just about, yeah. Pretty much.
I knew he was gonna be there because they sent me an email from I think I showed you guys the schedule that they had sent me or whatever, and I was like, okay, that looks okay, but then I saw that The Rock Johnson was gonna be there. I'm like, that you see, like, Cuphead, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty, and I'm like, and then it's like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm like, it's not a game. Like, what? I thought he was gonna be like announcing like some other stupid game, you know, like whenever they did the Fast and the Furious game or something, and he was there. Wasn't he the one announcing it?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, no. It was like at the Game Awards. They showed up there and talked about it. I kind of remember that happening. It may be a fever dream, and I'm just making shit up right now.
I wouldn't doubt it, though, to be honest. I mean, he does so much stuff. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
What about you, Alex? What do you think about all this?
I think like the gold standard for these type of showcases are Nintendo Directs, even though I prefer PlayStation showcases, but that's purely subjective because I just find PlayStation games more engaging than Nintendo stuff. But what Nintendo do with their shows is they're so fast paced. They're showing me like a game in a different genre every like 2 to 3 minutes. And they show like a lot of surprises as well.
Yeah.
It's not like super obvious of what they're gonna show. They're not showing like the same game a million times. It's always different, and that's why I always look forward to Nintendo Directs.
I'd probably agree, like, because like whenever they do stuff too, like Splatoon or Smash Bros, it's always at the end. And when the Summer Games Fest was happening, I'm like, I bet they'll put like a banger of a game at the end, and they totally didn't.
What did they put at the end?
It leaked an hour before.
What did they put at the end?
They put the Last of Us remake. It leaked like an hour before it went live as well, so everyone knew.
Oh yeah, it leaked. I remember. Yeah, it went to the PlayStation Store or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's a disappointment right there.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks cool, but I've never played the original, so I have no idea.
To you, I think that makes more sense to buy the remake. And I'm actually a fan of The Last of Us. I think it's a good game, the first one, and I just don't feel like $70 is worth it, because to me this is like another remaster. Like, I cannot consider this a full-fledged remake, and maybe if it comes out and there's enough changes, but to me a remake is kind of like what they do with the Resident Evil series or Final Fantasy VII, the remake, what it legitimately like a big change of like the story is different, the the gameplay is different, and so much of it is still like very much looks like it's the same game, just with better graphics, but nobody's out there calling the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne Remaster a remake, although they did a full overhaul of like the engine and everything on the game, right? And it does look graphically at least a little bit more enhanced, right? But nobody's out there calling that a remake, right? So
yeah, I mean, The Last of Us thing is like, it's an HD remaster at best, right?
Yeah, right. And sure, does it look good? Yeah, but I mean, the Last of Us on the PS3 looked just as good. So to me, I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but the other game still like looks pretty decent. Yeah, like you already had an enhanced edition, a remastered, and it still looks pretty decent to me. So I mean, I don't know. It's like it's not needed, but of course. So they want to cash in on the nostalgia, I guess, if there isn't. I don't know. I don't even know if it's old enough to have nostalgia.
I don't either. I mean, people went wild for it on Twitter, and I was surprised that they were willing to spend like $100 for like.
King surprised me. He wouldn't pay $200 on the Soul Hackers collector's edition, but he pays $100 on the remake.
Yeah, I mean, man must just. I've never played it. I don't know. Maybe I missed out. I have the remaster, I guess.
You do.
Maybe that's why they called it a remake.
It was free at some point, right?
That's why I got it. Yeah, I haven't played it.
It was free on the PS Plus collection for PS5 as well.
Oh
That's
yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's a good game, and I think like obviously it's gonna sell some. But to me, there's like, it could have done better. Like they could have done something else. I don't know.
Maybe it's just for the super fans, you know what I mean? People just really, really love The Last of Us, which they kind of have a cult following, so I guess on Naughty Dog's end,
they have a big following. I just feel like there's so many other games that I would like to remaster more, like the Infamous game, for example. Infamous. Or something. Yeah, that's a great series. Like those games need a remaster.
Or remaster the first 3 Uncharted games. I would much rather have had that from Naughty Dog.
Yeah, like an actual remake of them. Like that would be cool. Like if they did that, I think that makes more sense than The Last of Us, because The Last of Us came out almost at the end of the PlayStation 3 cycle. But comparing The Last of Us graphics versus the first Uncharted game, it's like a big difference. Like it's a really big difference.
Yeah, I mean, Uncharted 2 looks alright. It looks pretty good. At least for their time, they were great games. But now it's like they're kind of just at the standard, I guess. You know? But Uncharted 4 looked brilliant. If they made those older Uncharted games look like Uncharted 4, it'd be amazing. You know?
Yeah, it'd be dope. But I don't know, man. It really is. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
They're gonna do crazy stuff and everything. And there's talks about a Nintendo Direct coming up soon. Did you guys have any thoughts on that?
I don't know what to expect. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if we need one. The one in February kind of like sealed the deal, I guess. Like they gave us like a pretty good roadmap for games that are coming out like for the rest of the year. Like this summer is packed if you're a Nintendo Switch fan. Like.
Yeah, I've been thinking about
what is it? I don't know. I don't play Nintendo games. Like I think the only game that I have played this year that was in the Switch. Wait, what was it? I can't even remember. I'm
so much he likes it. Live Alive is going to be on there.
Oh yeah,
that's something I'm really hyped about.
Yeah, Xenoblade 3 is coming out as well.
Xenoblade 3,
yeah. I played Xenoblade 2. That was the game that I played.
Splatoon 3 coming out this year too?
Is it?
I think Splatoon 3. Yeah, but Live Alive, I'm so excited for that. That looks, oh man, it's like a classic old school JRPG, but also like with the new like Octopath Traveler, like kind of like pixel art. I'm so excited for that.
What was it?
That game looks interesting.
What are you talking about?
Live Alive. It's a remake of a really old JRPG.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah. I seen it. It looks cool. That looks cool. I don't know, man. When does that come out?
This month, I think. I think this month, like...
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Oh,
it's
really?
in the teens. Yeah.
Right now, I'm actually about to drop my review for Demon Slayer. I got a free code from Sega.
So that game out?
What's up? Yeah, it's not out. It just came out yesterday.
Okay, I have a code too. I didn't...
Yeah, so like, I'm going to drop my review. Yeah, I had it for a while. Like, I've been playing it here and there. But see, the thing about it is, I already know the story of Demon Slayer. Like, I read the manga, I watched the anime. So to me, like, I don't like games that do the same story as the anime. Like, I know a lot of people like that stuff. I know a lot of DBZ fans love that because they do it all the time in their games. Yeah. But to me, that's the biggest turnoff when a game does the exact same story as the anime.
Also, like, this Demon Slayer game, like, Demon Slayer's... Like, yeah, sure, it's got, 2 seasons out or something like that? Yeah. And you make a whole game about that? It's like, at least with Dragon Ball or Naruto, you have so many episodes. Like, you have entire spin-off arcs and things that you could include in a game that maybe, like, the past game wouldn't. Like Dragon Ball Sagas has, like, a whole entire, like, 5 or 6 levels, like, dedicated to, like, future Trunks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's part of the story, but, like, none of the games have that, but... Mm-hmm. That's my thing with like the My Hero game as well. Like there were like 2 or 3 seasons out, and then they make a game. It's like this is so short.
It's fine because they did that for Naruto games. Like literally every season, there was a new Naruto game coming out with that season. And that's pretty much what they did here. Like this Demon Slayer game is kind of outdated already because this is before the second season came out.
That's what I'm saying.
So it only covers the story all the way up until the movie that they did.
So that's how the My Hero game is too. It's like the second or third season.
So it's fine. Like it's actually a pretty good game. Like gameplay wise, it surprised me. Like it's pretty smooth, and the combos you do and everything is alright. I don't know. It's a good game. It actually, the way they do the 3D sprites, the way they do them, I think it's still a little off-putting. But I'm not a fan of like that style of 3D graphics. You know what I'm talking about?
It's the Naruto.
It's the Naruto engine. Yeah. It's exactly what it looks like. Yeah, and then like looking at all the scenes from the anime, but in like 3D, I'm like, couldn't you just take out the anime and like put it in the game? Like I don't know. That makes more sense.
Here's my case with this. Is like it just feels to me like these games. It's like just take the Naruto game and just throw the different characters in and have different environments and whatever. I wasn't gonna pay $60 for this game, so I was glad I got a code. But the thing is, I've never even seen this show before.
It's a good show.
But
I
I
recommend
haven't.
it. If anybody's interested on Demon Slayer, check it out. It's a good show. Like, it's not like the best show or anything, but sometimes you need to turn off your brain and just watch an action anime show, and that's pretty much what it boils down to.
The game's how I'm gonna learn the story.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good. What about you, Alex? What have you been playing lately?
Recently, I don't know. Like, are you talking about like games that I played like recently, or?
Yeah.
I mean, in the last maybe like month or two. I don't know, 3 months ago.
You did Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. I know you got that.
Yeah, I played through FF1, Kiwami 2, as I mentioned earlier, and then I tried Elden Ring again, and yeah, it didn't work.
Really? I
I
love Elden Ring.
I got to like Caelid, and then I had to stop playing.
How come?
Well, that place is rough. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, it depends on how early or how late he went into Caelid.
yeah.
Like if you after the first boss you went there, then I can see why you didn't have a good time.
No, so what I done was I went to the academy area, and then I done like the underground stuff, like the swamp and like, that like huge underground city. I went there and fought some bosses there, so I think I would have been nearly like level 50, I want to say. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's nothing really to do with the difficulty, it's just I didn't really like the world. Like the way all the side content, like the catacomb dungeons, were like basically the same thing like throughout the entire game, where you'd fight like a small variation of the same boss over and over again. And yeah, I just wasn't like having fun playing it. Like I like Demon Souls, but I don't know, I just couldn't get into Elden Ring.
The funniest bit is like me and Kira are like the exact opposite,
Yeah.
probably. But
Yeah,
I get what you're coming at, but yeah, I don't know. Because it's kind of like Skyrim. I think about it. It's like it's similar dungeons, similar enemies, but yeah, I get what you mean by that. I think it's just when you make a big game like that, it's just I think difficult to make it vary a whole lot. The game does stretch on a teeny bit, but
yeah, I know the game is good. Like the replayability and like the combat is very good. It's just it wasn't for me.
yeah.
Yeah,
can see
understandable.
that.
Not every game is for everybody. Especially Souls games are definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's why, like, whenever I see like Souls fans like get mad at someone, I'm like, dude, like, you gotta know that these games are not for everybody. Like, you cannot act like these games are just meant like for, that's why it surprised me that it sold as well as it did. Because honestly, I wasn't expecting like the reception that it got. I thought it was gonna sell maybe like a couple million, but the amount of games that it sold, like how popular it became, I was really shocked. Like I was like, how many? I was actually really curious to see how many people actually finished the game, because a lot of people fall into the hype with this type of games. Where like, oh, a lot of people playing this game, I had to play it, and then they end up hating it and everything. Which I mean, it's understandable. I don't really personally care. Like if you didn't like it, I get it. I liked it, but some of the criticisms and stuff like that, I also understand, because it's criticism that I have as well, in like a sense. Like, there's so many repeat bosses, and you only stopped at Caelid, but whenever you get to like the really like harder, like later on, you see a lot of the same enemy types, and not just like bosses, but like the same enemy, but with like a different color palette. You start like fighting dragons like at every corner. Like dragons are no longer like this like, oh, cool thing. You like see a bunch of dragons and you're killing them. Now, like by the very end, I was looking for dragons. I'm like, is there a dragon I haven't killed? I need to go find them or whatever.
Well, there's a whole bit on about having to kill dragons, but and like kind of what you were saying, Alex, about like the world, and like you like Demon Souls being like this. I kind of get that too, because I don't know, the old Dark Souls games have this weird thing where they're like somewhat linear, but not quite. There's like a lot of linear paths you can go down, and you sort of go back and forth in between them. And I really loved that about like Dark Souls 1 and 2. And sometimes I don't see that, and Elden Ring, it's rough.
They're linear, but like they're so expansive at the same time. Like the branching paths and like how each area is all interconnected is like really clever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I experienced a lot of that in Elden Ring. There's a lot of that. You just really have to like continue playing. That's really much what it boils down to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like when
really
you get to
cool.
that island, the very like beginning island when you were like you just make your character. When I got back to that place and figured out how to get there, it blew my fucking
Yeah,
mind.
right. You're like, oh, holy shit! You know, like I'm back over here. You know, like at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times, or like when you look back and then at you can see the vista, and in the background you can see like, oh shit, I was in that city like the beginning of the game, and I'm like all the way over here. I like that kind of sense of like, it gives you almost like a sense of growth in a sense, because you explored a lot, and you can see like, oh man, like I have really done a lot in the game and everything. I don't know. I can see I like the because I literally replayed the games right after Elden Ring, and although there is a lot of stuff that I like about the other Dark Souls games, it also reminded me like how limited they were on the gameplay wise. Like even something as simple as jumping, like on Dark Souls 1 and 2, I was like, oh man, this is such a big thing. Like, and it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you never think about it like that, or like the way like the weapons, because Elden Ring added like so much more to the game, but it wasn't like, it's only things that if you played the older games and then play this one or vice versa, you can literally see like how much more they added to it. And that's just not, it has nothing to do with graphics or any of that. It really has something to do with like how much stuff that they added into the game. Although
yeah, and being able to like, you can like teleport anywhere you want to in Elden Ring, right? Which is so good. Like like quality of life, the horse as well. Being able to actually jump and stuff is such a wild difference. But again, like sometimes I liked that in like Dark Souls 1 or 2, whatever. It felt like you were really in the journey. You know, you couldn't just teleport right back to a spot exactly. You had to like figure that out and solve it for yourself.
Although it was also
shortcuts.
although it was also really annoying. For example, I think I replayed Dark Souls 2 and I died. And I had to go back to this boss, and like the way to get to the boss was like filled with like strong enemies. And I was like, every time that I had to cross, I'm like, why the fuck not add another bonfire nearby? Like this was like one of those things like it really like was upsetting me. Even with the shortcut, because I unlocked the shortcut and it was still a pain in the ass. So I was like, this had to be different. Like that, like it's gotta be another shortcut I missed or something.
That's what makes Dark Souls annoying. Like it's the run back to the boss. Like if I spawned right outside like the boss gate, that would be fine. But like running back sometimes.
Especially when it's a boss that is hard. Like when it's like a boss that's kill you like 10 times, you're like, oh, I gotta go back again.
That only makes killing him that much better, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a certain satisfaction that you only get when you kill a difficult boss or a boss that it was difficult at some point.
Not a lot of games feel that way.
Yeah, it's really hard to describe that feeling, and it's not like masochism, because somebody was like, you're masochist. You're like, no, it's not that at all. It's like, it's the pleasure of like actually like getting good at it, like actually like doing like the dodges right and like getting the timing right and everything. Like, it has nothing to do with like the hundreds of times that you died to beat the boss, but like the one time where you do it all like what it's supposed to go and everything. It's like, it's so embarrassing when I watch somebody do like a run, you know, like when they're playing with a character and everything, and like character's naked and like they're doing all the dodges and the timing is so perfect and everything. I'm like, oh man, like, I wish I was that good.
Yeah, no kidding. It's all about learning, right? And like every boss has a learning curve, you know. And sometimes you find abilities and things, you go back, you backtrack and find things that kills a boss way faster than what you were trying to do, and that's always satisfying to have in those games. Just being able to learn a boss's movement and everything, and then like you have a friend who's never fought them yet, and you also like watch them try and learn at the same time, and they beat it in a different way, and it's just like, what? I think that's sort of the beauty about it.
Yeah, sometimes like I don't know that like I'm bad at those games. Like I'm actually not that good. Although by the end that I finished and I went back and played like Dark Souls 3, for example, I was way better at the game. I was like, I'm having such a much easier time right now. And I was like,
Dude, I'm so bad at Sekiro. I don't know why. I can't beat the guy on the horse. Every time I get there, I can't. I've replayed that game like 3 times. Every time I get to him, maybe it's just because I rage quit and I don't learn him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a whole other like Sekiro is like a whole other animal altogether. But I actually really like Sekiro. I think it may be like my third favorite Souls game, which is funny because that will place all the Dark Souls games at the bottom.
Really, I think Dark Souls 2 is my top, but I don't know.
I had Bloodborne as my number one. Bloodborne is still like my favorite game. It has everything that I like about the Souls series. And
I would play Bloodborne, but I'm waiting for the 60 FPS on PS5.
Absolutely.
Someday.
I'm gonna patiently wait for that.
It'll be funny if like it. I mean, it's gonna happen sometime, right? Because they remade Demon Souls, and Demon Souls and Bloodborne are on the same spot. Like they are both created by Sony and From Software, so they are in the same. Yeah. So technically, if they were able to make a Demon Souls remake or remaster, although that I will argue that is an actual remake. Like if you see how bad
Demon Souls, yeah
the Demon Souls PlayStation 5, but they only call it a remaster. That's what's so weird for me. I'm like looking at that Demon Souls is an actual remake, but looking at
call it a remaster?
They call it a remaster, yeah.
But, yeah, that's definitely not right.
But then you look at the Last of Us, this remake, and I'm like, no, that's a remaster. Like they got it back.
Maybe it's because they already called they already had HD remaster for that game. I guess
they can't justify a second remaster, right?
The remaster, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Just do what Capcom does and release Resident Evil 4 in like every single console ever.
Or you can pull Final Fantasy, you just be like, remake, integrate. It looks better than before. I don't know.
Do you think they could remake like Bloodborne in a similar fashion to Demon Souls? Because Bloodborne is the only PS exclusive Souls game left, and every other Souls game is 60 FPS on PS5. So I think they're waiting.
I mean, I feel like I've heard people like saying it's gonna happen or it's leaked. I don't think they're like any decent leaks or anything. They have like any like actual ground stand on anything, but I think they'll eventually do it. I don't know. I wonder if they might just, I don't know. Maybe they'll go multi-plat with it. Maybe they'll get to just release it to everywhere. If not, if it's on PS5 only, that's fine. Because like Demon Souls remakes on PS5 only, right?
Yeah, it's the PlayStation 5 exclusive. Maybe someday, I don't know. It'll be cool if they do.
It'd be hype. It'd be fun to have. But like, transition here to something else I wanted to know you guys' opinion on. So, we are Mega 10 creators here and everything, you know, or at least we've covered it for quite a while. Let's talk about that Soul Hackers 2 trailer, the English one. Well, we heard 2 voices in for 10 seconds. That trailer was... I don't know how many people stayed up, like, waiting for Atlas's whole bit here at the Summer Games Fest.
Well, like 1,000 people on, like... I saw whenever... what was... David was streaming it, and there was, like, a ton of people on his stream. And you know how they get... First of all, I want to say before we even talk about this, I told everyone, I was like, look, there is no Persona stuff in this, okay? like do not go expecting Persona stuff. So
yeah, I had my expectations very low as well. I was like, without a doubt, they're talking about Soul Hackers, right? But I was like, anything else is like, I don't even know. Like, I doubt they'll do anything else. And if it is, it'll probably just be something like an SMT5 DLC or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It probably won't be something significant like a new Persona game or anything. Like, I really doubt it, but man, I expected more than this.
My expectations were low, and they weren't even met. Like, how can you make a 50-second dub trailer, and at least 30 seconds of it is just blasting music with no voices being shown at all.
It's like it's even more than that of like no actual.
It's the same old trailer.
There was three. There was three voice lines.
They didn't even show us any new gameplay either. So like, I don't really know why they show that. I would have rather they just wait.
Yeah, it's literally just a dub trailer, which I'm sure all the people who really care about Soul Hackers just watched it in Japanese. Like, that trailer was, like, I bet for nobody. Like, literally nobody saw that and went, oh, Soul Hackers 2. Like, anybody who cared, I think, had already watched the Japanese one. Like, they kind of wasted time on that one. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm hyped for Soul Hackers. That's the bad thing. And I don't think a lot of people are. Like, I just looked, is it Volume 4? I can't remember. They just had another Soul Hackers thing on their YouTube channel, the Atlas YouTube channel. It's at like 14,000 views. It's been like a day and a half or something. It's like, dude, like, I can upload a video about that and get like 1,000 or 2. You know what I mean? People
I
watched
a bit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was such a disappointing trailer. I actually, I did a reaction. I was telling you guys earlier before we started this, and I was like, man, this is one of those things where, like, I don't think this game is gonna sell well in the West. Like, this is the second trailer we had. This is the first English trailer, and I don't think Atlas is just looking at this like, oh man, because I feel like this is gonna fulfill a market, or at least is aiming at a different market from like the other Megaten games. Because this is the first game of this particular style. You know, we never had a Megaten game with this particular style. Like, the artwork is different, everything is different from other games.
It's also releasing on like everything but Switch too. Like, this is really supposed to be like their breakout game, but I just feel like, man, it's just really not seeming that way. I don't feel like, even from the Megaten community, I don't feel like there's as much hype around it.
I don't know. I feel like this is on Atlas, and not like Atlas Japan, because Atlas Japan is doing trailers every day. Like, this is kind of weird, right? You look at it like that. Atlas Japan trailers every day. Atlas West sleep. 2 trailers.
Yeah, but that's no surprise. Like, Atlas West not giving us a damn thing. I hate to say it, but it's like, that's just kind of how it is for us, unfortunately. Even like our West Times was kind of a snooze as well. You know, it wasn't anything important.
Also, let's talk about the mess that it was, the pre-order this collector's edition. I don't know if you guys went through it or not.
I didn't even try. Wasn't even gonna buy it. I'm like, I'm not even gonna go into this. I know people have been up and down about it. Gab made a video on it. I didn't even like pay attention. I was like, I'm not getting it anyway. I want just the statue, but I don't care about all the rest of that stuff.
Dude, it was such a mess to like be able to pre-order it. So for those of you guys don't know or don't watch that kind of stuff, so first of all, you had to click a link to sign up for newsletter on the Atlas website. Then you get an email telling you the instructions that they're going to send another email at 10 o'clock Pacific time, and that you're going to get a link on that second email to be able to pre-order it. What they didn't tell people is that this is a invitation only, so that link only works per person.
What the hell?
So, like, if you didn't sign up for that newsletter, you missed out on the pre-order, because when people started posting the link, they couldn't access it. You were getting an error.
That is so whack.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah, so like, so it took maybe like a whole day to be able to sell them. I was talking to LaRue, and we think there was only 1,000 games to pre-order, what collector's edition. That's our estimate. Don't quote me on that, but that's basically doing math, and he was checking how many you could put in your inventory, and that was like, he could only put 900 whenever he pre-ordered it. So we're assuming it was only 1,000 of those collector's edition.
Wow.
And,
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, but once again, it's like Atlas picking favorites and not ever like addressing to like the masses in the West. They always do such a bad job, you know.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was you and King Kuro that made a video on it, but SMT5 had like pre-order issues as well. I'm like,
Oh
how
yeah,
can you
that
keep
one
messing
has
this
like
up?
the opposite issue. They said that there was gonna be a pre-order. The pre-order was not active. Like nobody of the like I think someone called GameStop and they didn't even know that there was gonna be a pre-order collector's edition for this game. So like GameStop didn't know that there was gonna be a collector's edition for the game.
Didn't like the site for it go up before it was ever even tweeted out or said that it was available?
No,
yet,
it was
too?
the other way around. It would tweet it out, but nobody had a link to it. So nobody could pre-order it, and people were trying over and over again, and then they finally went out in like I think it was the Amazon or it was in different places, and they had like very small quantities of it, and it took like weeks before, or like not weeks, but maybe a few days before pre-orders were out again, and it was a mess. Now you can find the pre-orders everywhere. Now they sold too many.
Yeah.
Of them. And
Yeah.
I don't know. That was such a mess too. I don't know what's going on. I feel bad because I know it's not the marketing girl. Like I know Tori. She's nice, and
No, it's
I
the
don't think
company.
it's her. But I think there's somewhere in between the communication between like Atlas and Japan, and like something is being lost in translation. I don't mean it literally. I mean like
It could be. Who
something
knows?
between the two is just not working out, and I feel
Yeah.
bad for them because I'm pretty sure they're trying to do the best they can with that they can, but it looks so bad on our side.
It feels like unless you're a super fan, you're just constantly on it, you're gonna miss so much stuff. I could have got the collector's edition just because, I'm involved with the community. I see like my Discord and Twitter and everything else. Like I could have jumped on it, but I was just like, it ain't worth it for me. But like the poor fan who just had work that day, you know what I mean? Couldn't check their phone or nothing.
Right,
Completely
right.
missed their chances. They had
I
no
mean,
chance.
look at the fact that they announced the that they were going to do the Anime Expo. The Anime
Yeah.
Expo is like in less than a month. So they took a whole like 6 months to announce that they were gonna be an Anime Expo. And
Yeah.
and they announced it like 1 month before it comes it's the event. I'm like, now I cannot plan for it. Maybe if you had told me 3 months ago, I could have started saving for it.
Yeah, or ask for days off of work. Or,
Yeah,
or
like
whatever.
buy a plane ticket to go to Anime Expo because I will go. They have like 3 events going on over there. They're gonna sell like food and like a bunch of Persona themed stuff and everything. I will go. Like if I had the money, I will definitely go out of my way to go there and everything. Like maybe do some videos or something. But they took so long to tell people about it that I'm like, unless you live in California, you're not gonna go. Or like
Yeah, even then, like maybe just in LA, because like even in California, it takes forever to get anywhere in there.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I feel kind of salty about it because I was like happy that we did 3 events in the U.S., but then I was like, oh, California. Okay, well I can forget about that.
It's like, okay, I go back to sleep.
Yeah,
Forget
might
it.
as well be in Japan. I mean, like,
Yeah, might as well just go to Japan for it, watch something there, and also get to just be in Japan, I guess. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
yeah, that was kind of my reaction to it, but it's cool. I mean, it's fine. It's better than nothing, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's better than nothing. Maybe it's not.
better than nothing. But going back to the subject of the future of gaming, did you guys think E3 is gonna go back? If we ever gonna get another E3? Would you guys want another E3?
What do you think, Alex? You go first.
I don't know. Like, some people are always gonna prefer like the the online showcases, like what we've been getting like this year and last year. But like E3 was so big. Like it was huge. It was going since like 1995 or something, and they announced like the Wii and like huge games like FF7 remake and stuff, and it was great. I even remember getting some of the magazines for it, but it like a lot of people disliked things about it as well. I heard it was like super expensive to even go, and I don't know. I think it would be kind of bittersweet for it to return. I'm okay with it being like online, So I wasn't like planning on going to E3 anytime soon anyway. If it was like, yeah.
I think just like at this point, because every company's doing their own thing, their own events, I don't know. I don't think it's as needed anymore. And if E3 is here, it's like, will Sony pull their big game to there, or will they just show like a trailer that they've already shown at their event at E3 now? Is E3 just going to be getting like duplicate trailers and announcements that have already happened on like Microsoft or Sony's or whatever?
Yeah.
Like at this point, I guess the companies just have their own thing, and that's what people go to. Like this Sunday, or I guess it's tomorrow, is Microsoft and Bethesda's thing. And
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I can't either. To be honest, though, I'd rather just see Bethesda's thing than have to sit through all of E3 just to get to Bethesda's bit.
You know,
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I think the cool thing about E3 is like the actual like going to E3, because it's a convention basically, right?
Yeah.
And that itself is cool. The deal is that if you go to the convention thing, you actually don't get to watch E3 like a normal person, right? Because like you don't get to walk into the events or anything like that, because all of those events are just for
you couldn't see them all.
Yeah, no. You actually cannot walk into those events because you're not in the media. So like the people that get to go into the events are not like the people that are buying tickets for that kind of stuff and everything. So, and all we get is the online thing, right, where they're like live streaming that. So to us, that's absolutely no different from like a state of play. It's literally the same thing for us, right? Because all we're doing is sitting on a computer and watching it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it would be nice to have it, but it's not necessary.
Yeah,
maybe they realize that.
Yeah, I think it's just nice, like picking and choosing what you would like to watch. Like, I don't care about PC gaming show or future game show, so I won't watch that. But like, I really care about Nintendo and Microsoft stuff, so I will watch that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I like having that choice of like, oh, okay, well, which one do I want to watch? Do I want to like? Sometimes sometimes I skip the Xbox game show because I feel like they typically, well, they'll announce like I just see it on Twitter, you know, like
just
okay,
Gears of War or something, or Halo.
Yeah, like, and I'm be honest here, like, although I had owned an Xbox One and I do play like PC games, Xbox this generation and last generation hasn't done anything that will like get me. And I'm not like saying like Xbox versus PlayStation. It's not even that. It's just talking
Console
about
war.
Xbox. Yeah, I'm just talking about Xbox as somebody that has played Xbox games. There hasn't been a game that I'm able to play any of the Xbox games right now on Xbox Game Pass because I have Xbox Game Pass, and there's no game this generation that I'm be like, I'm gonna play this game. I think the only game that I did play from was like the Forza game, but that's Forza, you know, like that.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Like, I play a lot of shooter games and I like Halo and stuff like that, so I would be interested in like watching an Xbox thing, but you know, only if the games are on PC. I don't actually own an Xbox.
Halo's multiplayer looks
Right.
pretty good. I played it a little bit too. Like, Halo's multiplayer is good, but like, I think it's just the, you know, Halo fan base, right? That's the only people watching that. I was gonna say, Game Pass. That's kind of all I'm interested in. I don't have it, but like, I felt like if there was something exclusive on there that I really wanted, I might do that. I mean, they own Spyro now and Crash because
that's true.
them getting bought out and everything, but also now Bethesda, right? So like, maybe now I will turn more to Xbox, right? Because who knows? Elder Scrolls 6 I think is supposed to be a Microsoft exclusive, right? Starfield, we already know, which is their next big open world game, isn't exclusive. So good thing I have a PC is what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to buy an Xbox, but
right.
I now care about Microsoft a little bit more than I did before.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Same here. Like, now I at least have to watch these trailers. But although they've been doing a bunch of like buyouts and everything, and they have blanket announcements for things, they haven't really shown much. That's that kind of my frustration with them. Like, they have bought so many things, and they have showcased like a little bit of it, but like no actual games have come out of like all of these like buyouts and any of that stuff.
I'm sure it's a lot of work though, because like Call of Duty has to take a whole year off. next year there's not a Call of Duty release, and I think it's just business deals and stuff, which could be why it's slowing down. But at least they already said like Elder Scrolls and Starfield.
Yeah, but
I hope this Sunday we get a
Scrolls is just not gonna come out anytime soon. They even said it themselves. Like,
yeah, well, Starfield's next.
Like, whatever. I don't know. I'm interested in Starfield because of Bethesda, but as a whole, nothing that they have shown, I'm just kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's gonna be what RPG shooter.
Hey, I think it could be really good. I don't know. I love space. I liked Fallout for what it was, but like I feel like this could be really, really good if they do it. Like I seriously think this could be like one of my favorite games of all time. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that because I don't know.
You know what game does excite me? That game that they announced recently. I think it was at the PlayStation State of Play. The game from the creators of Dead Space.
Callisto Protocol or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a Games Fest. Yeah, I'm excited for that too.
That looks good. That looks pretty good.
It's spacey too. Like
yeah,
I'm
it's
saying,
a space game. Yeah.
I fucking love good space games. Like space horror too. Just like it works so well because like space already is kind of uncomfortable and kind of unsettling and on its own. When you add horror into it, it's just like, it's perfect. They even have like
you
the
played
health
this other Bethesda game that they done in space?
The Outer Worlds.
That's the people who made New Vegas. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name.
They did. It's like
Prey.
Prey. Yeah. That one was cool. It wasn't like super good, but it was cool. The idea
I really want to play that game.
Yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Like, I don't think it's like the best like space game or anything, but what is done here, it's pretty decent.
I'll have to check that out. I've heard of that game. Like, that's one of the reasons I like Borderlands. Borderlands is one of my favorite games of all time. It might be my number one, like kind of next to Kingdom Hearts, but it's because it's in space and I love that shit. Outer Worlds, like you just said, I've played that game. I love that too. A good space game, if they do it right, is just like, it's my favorite genre. I don't know why. I like space a lot. I'm a fucking nerd.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong
I hope tomorrow, just give us a release date. Give us a good trailer and a release date for Starfield.
They're going to give you No Man's Sky too.
I'd buy it if it worked. If it was done right.
Well, No Man's Sky did VR now for PlayStation 5 too. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do a No Man's Sky too soon.
I've heard that game's really, it's decent now. I've heard.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. I don't know, man. I don't like the way that the game looks, so I skipped on it. Like since the very beginning when they announced it, I was like, that looks cool, like a game that I would like to play. But I do not like the graphics of it, so I skipped it. I'm not picky on the graphics, but sometimes you see certain games and either the style of it or like the color palette or something about it doesn't vibe with you, and that's kind of how I felt about it. That I was like, something about it just didn't attract me. And
I'm like that with Neo, or like The World Ends With You. I never liked that art style. I don't know why. I know you like those games too. Even some of Danganronpa, I don't like either.
I played the first Danganronpa and I dropped it like half the way through the game. I was not a fan. I know people are like, oh, you should play those games. You like Persona? I'm like, okay, Persona is Persona and Danganronpa is Danganronpa. Like, that's two separate series. They're like, there's very little in common with each other.
It was inspired by P4, but it's a completely different game.
Yeah, it's like a different game altogether. Like the way that they do things are like very, very different from each other. So I don't know. I think it's fine. It's like the new The World Ends With You, for example. I like some things, but there are some things that I do not like. But I'm not like, I don't think it's like a fantastic game or anything. I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a fan of the way that the first game was written.
Good old Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, I know that's exactly why. It has Nomura's fingerprints all over it.
It's either a 10 or a fucking 0 for him. There's no
right.
You know what? Dream Drop Distance is the only like game from them I'm like, this is okay. It's in the middle there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting how they do the games. I don't know. I wish they would change directors.
Well, yeah.
That's why
Our
I'm
next
excited
podcast,
for the next podcast. We want to talk about a lot of this stuff, but
Final Fantasy 16. We made sure not to talk about a whole lot or at all here. That'll be the next thing me and Kiro kind of dive into. I have all the Pixel remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through 10 on my PC. I plan to stream them soon. Alex here played the first Pixel remaster, and I just kind of was like, I kind of want to get that, and it was on sale.
by the way,
25%
Alex,
off for all of
how
them.
is the Pixel remaster? What do you think of those?
Actually liked it. I thought it was really good. Like FF1 is probably in my top 5 JRPGs. I don't know
Really?
why. It just really clicked with me. The music is really good. Liked the grinding. Like grinding was really fun in the game. The dungeons were good as well. The only thing I will say is the Pixel remasters have like a really ugly font for some reason.
That's
Interesting.
You can change that. You can download one and change it. There is a way to do it. I didn't. But yeah.
I might be
You
streaming that.
guys were actually in my FF1 party.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
Nice.
I was saying that.
I was like, I couldn't think of names for the party, so I was like,
But
I'll pick a few
dude,
content creators.
the thing is, you got us so right. Like, I was the white mage, Kiro's the black mage. Who else
Oh
did
yeah,
you have?
I thought about it. V-Sips was the monk.
Yeah,
So
it works so well. I don't know how you figured that out, but I was just like, yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, I totally get that. I think I'm gonna stream it. I think maybe later today or tomorrow, and I don't know. I might let chat do the names or something. I have no idea. I'm excited for it. I've beat the remake. I've played some of 10. I've like halfway through Final Fantasy 7, and then I just bought all the Pixar remasters. Like I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna start from 1 and go all the way through now.
That's
So-
good, man. I recommend doing it. I actually played 1 on the NES. That was my first RPG.
Oh wow. Do you know which one it was?
What was that?
Do you know which Final Fantasy?
1.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, that was my first RPG ever.
I mean, not a bad one, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like I that's how I fell in love with RPGs. Like I just love the style of it, and like having like the different classes and everything. I was into like D&D stuff back when I played it. So I thought like this is literally like D&D but in video game form. At least that's how I thought about it in my mind at that time.
I feel like it's like that too when I look at it. That's kind of where my mind goes as well. I played Pokemon and Persona and stuff, but I wasn't big into like I don't know, I kind of see like Dark Souls that way too. It's kind of like D&D. So now when I look at these games, I feel that way.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of like RPGs. I mean, like the role playing aspect of it, because you get to customize your character and everything. That's one thing that I really want about the Persona series, like being able to like change your character, like create yourself or like a character that is you, not like someone, not a protagonist that doesn't have a name, but it actually has a name. That's what
I want for the new Harry Potter game.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for that game. I really am interested in it, and I know a lot of people have their opinions on like the author and everything. I don't care about that. I get she did some really terrible stuff, and we're not gonna. This is not a podcast for that, but the game itself I think is interesting, and at least I think it's worth a shot. Like checking it out.
Yeah, I mean you can hate
pretty cool.
I totally agree. Like you can hate the creator, but the creation's its own thing, right? Where the story's gone and people think about it.
Yeah, you have to be able to like separate between those two things. It's like Activision. Like obviously, I know some like really bad stuff happens in that company, and I do not condone it at all. But it doesn't make like Modern Warfare 2019 any less good. I still really enjoyed that game.
Yeah. It's a very like complicated issue. And I don't know, like, because it's not the same as just like being like, oh well, I'm just not gonna buy it or something, right? Because there's good people that worked on the game. There's people that that are depending on like the bonuses for like the game too. Like and there's passionate people. There's people that care about it, and people that put like literally their blood and sweat into the game. Broke their back like trying to get it. So sure, some of this money is going towards like the greedy corporations and everything, but also like you're also giving your money to like the developers, right? At the end of the day, I feel like they're still getting paid for the hard work that they did, and I'd much rather have them get paid for the work that they did than have like a game like although I never seen a game actually when somebody like what do you call that, whenever like people when they cancel like a game or something like that, I never seen it go to the actually canceling the game. Because if you look at it, for example, like the biggest scandal of like last year with Cyberpunk 2077, like that game still broke bank. Like it's like you can say like whatever you want about the game and everything, the game still sold really well. Like
I mean, I think a lot of people really wanted it to be good. Same thing with me. I have that game, but I haven't played it because I assume it's good now, but I just haven't done it. Another good thing is that like a lot of the people at Blizzard, the higher ups that had allegations and were just also that company just like was being run into the ground as well. Like the whole Diablo mobile thing, people didn't like, and them teasing a new Diablo game, but like completely just making the fans think that something was going to happen, then it doesn't, which is terrible. But a lot of the people higher up stepped down, so at least that's good. The people doing all the bad things or leading the company in a bad direction. Maybe the Blizzard will do a little better now. I don't know. Overwatch 2 is still in like purgatory. Like their main dude stepped down too, but like we hadn't heard about Overwatch 2 in forever, and then just now recently they had some beta stuff going on, so I guess we'll see. It's supposed to come out, I think, fall this year.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is like just Overwatch 1.1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I really love Overwatch. I like the new stuff. So
I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. Like I played the first one. I play a lot of it with my girlfriend, and I think it's cool. But I'm also like, I don't know. Do they really need another one? That's what I think about sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that they are actually giving like enough excuse to like actually make a second one, or like it doesn't look different enough either.
Yeah.
I think some changing engines and stuff is why they're just not making it DLC. But like, if it comes out and it's not like $60 or something, or I don't know, if they make it maybe free to play or something like that, I could see it then. But I don't know. They might not do that. I don't know. It's a weird thing to see. Like also like, that Blizzard has games like that where it's sort of free to play, like Heroes of the Storm or like World of Warcraft or whatever. It's free to play, but then you have to pay later. I wonder if Overwatch 2 will just be free. I don't know.
It should be free. League is free, and if League is free, this game can be free. So
yeah.
At least the main model, right? If you want to settle the DLC and all the skins and everything, fine. But let the game be free, because I don't know. I feel like that's why I don't like to play MMOs or like any online multiplayer game, because I don't have enough time to get good with it. But then also like I don't have money to spend on the because I like that. Like if I'm gonna put time into it, I'm gonna have a character. I wanna like customize it, and, like buy skins and stuff, and that shit gets really expensive really fast.
Yeah, you definitely have to know how to like. Well, that's the thing. You'd be willing to spend a little bit, right, if it was free. But if you already spent 60 on it, it's like, well, I'm not spending anything else. You kidding me? Yeah, I totally get where you're at. That's why, like, all these free-to-play games are good, like Warzone and Fortnite. It makes sense. And then they make more money because people spend more than $60. So it's like, Overwatch 2 should just be free. It doesn't make sense for it not to be. People will spend money.
If it's not $60, I'll just wait until there's a bunch of patches and on updates and it's cheaper. Like I bought, I think I bought the full like golden edition of Overwatch. Or what I don't know what it's called, something like that. I think I paid maybe like $20 or something on sale Black Friday.
I think it's something similar to that. I have like GameStop credits. Or
no way I'm paying full price for it.
Yeah. Still a fun game though.
Yeah,
But all right,
it's pretty
guys.
fun. All right.
I think we're good here, huh?
Yeah. Alex, thank you so much for coming by. It was fun to chat with you here about video games and a little bit of Megaten here today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much for the invite.
Yeah, and if you're really interested in coming by, just let us know. Let the Rising know, and we'll set it up
Yeah,
here.
man.
And if you guys are interested to check out Alex's channel, check him out. There's gonna be a link in the description down below for him, and as well as for me and Rising. There's a bunch of links there, so if you want to follow us somewhere or anything, check it out. It's been good having you guys here. So like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah. See you all later. We're close to 100 subs. Please sub. But I'll see y'all soon. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.